Hello, I'm Richard Hooper and this is SatTV Week. Now I'm pleased to be joined by Deepak Mathur of SES. Deepak, thank you for joining us today.
Richard, it's great to see you, and we're off to a great start to IBC, so should be a very interesting week ahead for both of us.
Now Deepak, I'd like to talk about broadcasting in particular. Now, alternative media channels and the rise of that and their threat to traditional broadcasters. What's SES's view on that?
Look, I continue to believe that, and if you look at a number of the statistics that we've seen around the world, linear broadcast TV continues to maintain a very, very strong position within the viewership, but also very importantly, it's where most of the money, the revenues for the broadcasters, for the content producers continues to come from. There is absolutely no question in my mind, and I think the evidence is clear to see, that there is a supplemental distribution infrastructure that is being set up in the form of OTT platforms, the Netflix of the world, the Amazon Primes of the world, but I see them as complementary and additive to the traditional broadcast landscape. I don't think one is massively or significantly cannibalizing the other. I think people are on aggregate watching more content, and therefore I don't see it as a threat. I see it as a complementary delivery to what consumer behavior is moving toward.
But consumer behavior is clearly changing. What sort of trends are SES seeing?
So I think the single most important one, or there's a couple of them, right? The device on which consumption is taking place is moving not only within the living room on the large, 42-inch, 50-inch television screen, but is also moving to devices at different points during the course of the day. So you're actually now watching content when you're on a bus ride or in a cab. You're watching content in your bedroom on an iPad before going to bed or very early in the morning. So it's not, again, a replacement, it's a complement. In my view, what SES and our traditional customers have to do is to adapt to this change, not by saying that linear broadcasting is a problem, because it continues to be, as I said, where the revenues come from and where the business is, and but to add the capability for those broadcasters to be able to deliver content on other devices. So if you look at the demo that's right behind us, it's a method by which SES is enabling our customers to deliver the linear broadcast, but also to deliver that same content on a tablet or on a phone within the home, and to be able to do it when it's in sync, so that when you're watching a game, you're not having a disrupted experience.
Now, we talk about OTT, it's on the rise, but is it fragmenting the market?
Well, I have to say, I'm actually not that upset about the fact that it is fragmenting the market. One of the great strengths of our traditional customers, which is direct-to-home satellite operators, is that they have the ability, the unique ability in my view, to aggregate across genres. So if you look at a typical pay TV operator anywhere in the world, they have general entertainment content, news, sports, lifestyle, etc. All of it in a package that is delivered in a very seamless manner to a consumer. If you look at the OTT landscape, it requires you, perhaps, if you needed to build that same portfolio of genres, you probably need 6 subscriptions, and you're not going to get part of it, and you have to switch across multiple apps. So for me, if we can help enable our traditional DTH customers to be able to take the content that they've been delivering into the living room and enable them to be able to deliver it on that iPad early in the morning, so when you watch your CNN, you're in bed, you actually get that feed, which is the same feed that's coming into your television. When you're out and about, you get that same feed, that same subscription is carried with you in your taxi cab on your way to work. That's the most compelling proposition. All of the other OTT platforms today, and I think on a going forward basis, will be very fragmented, which is an extremely poor user experience. And so I'm very confident that we will continue to be able to deliver with our customers incredible value to end consumers.
Now you talk about the customers, let's turn our attentions to cloud-based services. Okay. Now you talk about cloud-based services on your website and you promote it. What does it actually mean and what does it do for the customer?
Okay, so what a cloud-based service allows us to do is, if you're a broadcaster that wants to create a unique linear feed for Indonesia or for Ethiopia, Traditionally, you would need to, as an operator or a broadcaster, you would need to spend a lot of capital, capex. You would need to have people to run that infrastructure. You would need to carry spares off that infrastructure. What cloud-based services allow us to do is to take the content at its point of origination, put it in the cloud, manipulate it, deliver it, add insert, do dubbing, add language content, all without the necessary step-by-step capital infrastructure that you would have to normally invest. So this is now you're taking content, you're putting it in the cloud, and then you have an infinite way or set of tools that you can use to manipulate that content, such that if you wanted a version to show up in Australia tomorrow, you literally have the ability with a operator that's sitting in New York to be able to manipulate that content and deliver it in Australia. For a traditional distributor, that would have meant I have to create a unique channel. I have to find a way to deliver it over fiber to Australia. I have to do a deal with someone to localize it and then to uplink it. So it enhances the speed of delivery. Now, this is probably not what's needed for the core channels of a broadcaster. But when you want to be able to try and localize or create something very quickly in response to, or try something as a new idea, in response to what you perceive to be customer demand, you can do it extremely quickly, extremely efficiently, and if it works, and it's something that you want to do on an enduring basis, you may choose to then develop the capital, invest the capital, or indeed stay in the cloud.
Now, SES is a world-class operator, but it's a very congested market. What's the challenge for SES moving forward?
Well, I think it is genuinely enabling our customers. I go back to the point that I made earlier. Our DTH customers are the best place to provide this aggregated cross-genre experience to their customers. They've known them in many cases for 15, 20 years. They have an important billing relationship. They have a trust relationship. And the quality is unbelievable, right? When you get linear television delivered over satellite into your living room for watching a World Cup game, there is no better technology to deliver that. There's no more cost-effective technology to deliver that. So the challenge really for us is to enable our customers, large and small, to be able to also, in addition to this, to be able to offer the non-linear experience. I want to binge watch Game of Thrones. Satellite infrastructure is not ideal to binge watch something, but if we can enable that hybrid delivery of content so that when it's being broadcast over satellite, I get it in the highest possible quality. When I want to binge watch something, I have the ability to get it over a terrestrial infrastructure. That combination is, to my view, what we have to help enable our customers. If we're able to get there, I think the future of broadcasting is incredibly bright and will continue to be a very important revenue source for us.
Well, Deepak, interesting times. Thank you for talking to me.
My pleasure.